Good afternoon, good evening, good night. This is Smiley4baseball. We're doing a different video for you today. We are going to discuss the player characters for Diablo 2. Recently, I spent some time trying to beat Diablo 2 with every single player character. So going through Act 1 and through 5 with every single player character here, playing a specific style that I thought would be fun for me. And now we're going to rank them on certain things. I will say these are my personal beliefs. If you want to get in the comments and elaborate on what your favorite class is and what your favorite abilities for those classes are, and if you think I should try them out, let me know. I'm perfectly fine giving them a shot. But this is what I did, and this is how I feel. Without further ado, let's discuss which kind of player characters I used. For the Necromancer, I had the Summoner Necromancer. It's one of the most common and easiest to manage. We have, for the Sorceress, I used Ice. I know Ice isn't really the most powerful, but it seemed to be the simplest based on the website I looked at. I was using the Vengeance Paladin, the Trapsin Assassin, the double hit Frenzy Barbarian, the Summoner/Werewolf Druid, and then the Explosive Arrow, Magic Arrow, Amazon. We're going to do a few different tier lists here. We're going to start with ease of play. My criteria for ease of play will be, does it take a lot of resource management, and is the game easy under these player character types? We're going to start with Necromancer, and this one is interesting for ease of play. You don't really need that much mana to be a summoner. I mean, you need a little bit, but once you have your summonlings out, that's pretty much it. You need more mana for some curses, and you need more mana for Corpse Explosion, which is, what you're going to need to help your summons when there's a mob. I was using a lot of mana potions, but as the game progressed, the skeletons did most of the work. So ease of play, we're going to put you in A. Now on to Sorceress. This is ease of play. This isn't strength of character, which will be the next one. Ease of play, this one needed the most mana, obviously. Didn't really do a lot of physical damage. Necromancer did a little bit, especially because with Curse it could do it. For ease of play, I'm going to put Sorceress at C. Needed a lot of mana potions, a lot of mana. Didn't need a lot of health potions, surprisingly enough. But due to mana, C. It will change once we get to the next couple of tier lists, but right now for ease of play, Sorceress is a C. For the Vengeance Paladin, was it easy? It was pretty simple. Did it take a lot of potions? Kind of. With its aura, it was okay. I'm gonna put this paladin for ease of play in A. It took potions. Vengeance took a lot of stuff to get it to be decent. And it did take a lot of potions, and I, towards the end, was having to switch between Vengeance and I think it's called Sacrifice, where you do a little damage to yourself to deal extra damage to other people. So I was having to switch between that, which was a little bit more difficult. And actually, for that alone, I'm going B. I'll drop it down to B. The Trapsin Assassin. Ease of play. Took a lot of potions, mainly mana. Didn't take a lot of damage because I was running around so much. We're gonna put you in A. We used a lot of potions, was pretty strong to make the game a little bit easier. This isn't strength of character, which might change my thoughts on it. But ease of play, it's an A. Barbarian. S tier for ease of play. For double hit, once you get to level 10 to 13, I can't remember, somewhere in there, you don't even need mana potions anymore to use double hit. And then you ride double hit all the way until you get Frenzy. And then once you get Frenzy, that's your main ability. And it makes you run faster, makes you hit faster. Don't need mana potions, barely needed health potions. Coming to ease of play, Barbarian is easy. Druid. This is where things get interesting. Because I like Druid, but this is ease of play. I'm gonna put Druid in B. I needed a ton of potions for this one to make it work well. Healing and mana. And that may have been because I chose werewolf over werebear. And I understand that I may have made the wrong choice as of my type of lycanthropy. Well, lycan is werewolf, but you know what I mean. We're gonna put it in B. This is only for ease of play. We'll move some things around when we get to the next one. Amazon. I'm gonna put it high A, low S. I'm gonna put it low S. Once you get to a certain point with Magic Arrow, it becomes your main attack and you don't even need mana. You only need mana later on when you get Explosive Arrow, which you mainly are only using or trying to only use for large groups anyway, or to deal more damage to bosses. So it was pretty easy to use. All right. We're going to okay. This is the list right now for ease of play. There's nothing wrong with if you think a certain character's easier. This is my list. You may tell me where I'm wrong, kindly, in the comments. You can make your own list on ease of play. You go right ahead. We're going to go into now the strength of character throughout the game based on what I believe. And we're going to drop everyone down to D for now, and we're going to move them. Potentially. So strength of character throughout the game with the sorceress. Based on my playthrough, she was strong every step of the way. Did I need a lot of mana potions? Yes. Did I need some health potions every once in a while? Yes. This is how strong were they? even the ice powers, which I know are the weakest of the three, she was one-shotting a lot of easy things and did a lot of damage to bosses. Super strong. Did lots of damage, and the cold helped keep her alive by making things harder to get to her. Good deal. Strong character. Summon Werewolf. Summon Werewolf Druid. Disappointed me strength-wise. And that's my fault because of gear and choosing Werewolf. Throughout the game, I felt it got a little bit stronger as I got a little bit better gear, but I only can put it up at B. Even with the updates they added to Druid, where you can have every single one of your summonlings, so Spirit Wolf, Regular Wolf, or Dire Wolf, and Bear, all out at once. Only a B, mainly because I did not make a good werewolf build. I should have done Werebear. It would have been better. Strength-wise, HP-wise, just would have been better. That's on me. I think a Werebear might get me to an A. Werewolf is B, low B, teetering into C. That's the strength. Vengeance Paladin. Specifically, Vengeance Paladin. And this is only through one run through. Remember that, take that into account. Early on, destroys things. Mainly even because of its auras. Destroys things. However, I was having issues the later I got in the game, past Diablo. Well, actually, this paladin did extremely well all the way up to Mephisto. Once it got to Diablo, Act 4 and on, so like AS through Mephisto, drops to a B in Act 4 and 5 for me. And that might have been my fault. I don't know. But this is my list. This is the strength of character based on my playthrough and opinions. It's a B. Strength of character throughout the game. Traps and Assassin was an S throughout. It's fire bombs, early game, ton of damage, crowd control. Wonderful. It's traps. All three versions of the traps are great. I wish there was a way to get the explosive one a little earlier. But if you're playing the game further, I see how that can be helpful because you can level everything up and make super strong traps. I get it. Loved it. Super strong. The only thing I have against it is your reliance on the traps. But if you get a decent weapon, you can help the traps out if you think you can handle it. So, still an S. Strength throughout the game. Boazon, Explosive Arrow, Amazon. I'm gonna put in an A. This is for throughout the game. Early on, if you don't have a good bow, or if you're like me and you switch your bow out and try to experiment, and then you figure out this was wrong, then things go wrong. I switched out from a bow to a crossbow. That was slow attack speed. Didn't compensate for damage enough. I switched back to the bow really quick. But until you get explosive arrows, you don't really have crowd control unless you're going to be one of those players that switch between your bow and a throwing weapon that has explosive capabilities, like the poison potion or the explosive potion, which I did not do. So you really have one target focus, and one target focus as you're getting higher and higher into mob areas and you still don't have explosive arrows, does you in a little bit. But once you have explosive arrows, Bozan's fun and strong. We're going to put Bozan in A. Strength of character, Summoner, Necromancer. We're starting in C. Hear me out. We're going to move it up. If you don't plan out your skills well, which I did not to start, it's pretty difficult. That is on me. At one point, I had to reset because I saved the reset from Act 1 to at some point reset characters if I felt like I needed to. After the reset, I put most of everything into just skeletal summon, just the regular skeleton. After that, it improved to a B. The only reason I leave it at B and lower than the druid is the management is corpse management is annoying. Diablo 3 necromancers don't need corpse management except for if you want certain summons of creatures that you kill. Fine. Let me rephrase that. Diablo 3 has less reliance on corpse management. Diablo 2, corpse management is very important. If your skeletons die in a boss battle and the boss doesn't have minions nearby. For example, Duriel Act 2. No minions. You get in there, you're fighting Duriel. Duriel kills everyone but you. You have to teleport out, go somewhere, kill some minor creatures, build your army back up, head back to Duriel. Good news is he doesn't lose his HP. Bad news is you're wasting time going out to rebuild your army. Later on, this becomes more annoying as well. Diablo at least had minions you could run to. Mephisto had a few. Diablo has the most of all of them. Baal is just Baal. And Dariel has a little bit you can deal with on Dariel. But it's got to be a B, because while it's strong, management brings it down, and I think it's stronger as you're past level 35, which I'm not playing past, and you can get some really good gear for it, some good set items, really break the character. But for me, it's a B. Barbarian. strength of character. I'm gonna put strength in A above the Amazon. Its strength is based on what kind of weapons can you get it, and how do you spend your ability points. It could be an S, but I'm actually going to keep it an A. As I said, based on weapons, based on armor, based on set pieces, etc., etc. That's fine. But this is the strength of character list in my eyes. I will reiterate, you can make your own list. You can tell me why I'm right or wrong if you wish. Kindly, please. And we will now drop everyone back down. And we are going to do the most hard to judge, and this one's the most based on me as it can be. This is the, is it fun? Did I find these fun? And here we go. We're going to start with Druid. There's nostalgia to the Druid for me, because the Druid was the first player character I played when Diablo II first came out many, many moons ago, before the remake. Obviously, this is the original. I played Diablo II, the original, using Druid before it could do better summons. Is it fun, even through my nostalgia goggles? I love the summons. The summons are not as strong as the necromancers. And there's not really a summon mastery like there is a skeletal mastery to make them a little bit stronger. The only thing you can do is put points into each summon itself. Werewolf was semi-fun because of its ability to run fast if you give it Frenzy. Even through nostalgia, we're gonna go B. I had hard times with it, mainly because I probably should have went Werebear instead of Werewolf. I do like the summons because it's less management than the Necromancer. But we're gonna go B. Vengeance Paladin. This one is interesting. Early on was an A. We're gonna put it back for now. Early on it was an A. This one has some nostalgia too, because while Druid was my first, from what I can remember, I know for a fact that Paladin, when it was just the original Diablo 2, not the expansion, years before the expansion, Paladin was my choice, but I never got past Mephisto because I was like 8. This was before I knew what was going on. But the nostalgia is not as strong for the Paladin. Nostalgia is not as strong for the Paladin. It was fun to start. It was fun through Mephisto. I started to have less fun, especially as I was playing through. This one eventually became the last player character I needed to do to finish this challenge of mine, this personal challenge. And I just started running to get through this challenge because Vengeance wasn't doing enough damage for me. The Sacrifice wasn't doing enough damage for me. This might have been poisoned by being the last one to complete the challenge, and the fact that its damage just fell off as the game progressed. So it's gonna go and see. Or is it fun? Specifically the Vengeance Paladin. If I might try a different one, maybe I have more fun. As of right now, it's a C. It might even be a D. But I don't want to put it back in the D's right now. I'll put it in D at the end. Summoner Necromancer. Early on, not as much fun. Later, when you get some of the more fun creatures, a little bit more fun. I'm going to put it B below Druid, mainly because of what I discussed earlier about corpse management. Corpse management, not that fun. There isn't a way, like in Diablo 3, to just make your own corpses. Diablo 3's Necromancer, in my opinion, is better than Diablo 2. I think that was supposed to be the point. It's supposed to be an improvement. It's Diablo 3. Is it still decently fun to play? Yeah. However, if you don't have a good weapon, because I didn't switch it because I wanted to keep the summon. Like, I found a summon wand that boosted every single summon ability by 1, but it never improved damage, ever. So I was heavily reliant on just the summons to do a lot of work. And Corpse Explosion isn't as good as Corpse Lance from Diablo 3. So I was very reliant on the summons, which isn't all that fun when you're just waiting around trying not to die as the summons do all the work. The more I talk, the more I sound like, okay, you might need to go to C and then Paladin can go down to D. Alright. Amazon, is it fun? It's gonna go in B above the Druid. I never had much of a connection to the Amazon. This is my first time even considering playing it. I was never really much of a ranged person until Diablo 3, when I tried out the Demon Hunter. And I thought, okay, let's try Amazon. Amazon was pretty fun to shoot off screen and kill enemies off screen. It was fun because I loved hearing the death sounds of things that I didn't even see, because it's like, ha, gotcha, can't escape me. Fun until you get Explosive Arrow. Not so much fun. Single shot, I'll just go that single shot. I mean, Explosive Arrow is single shot, but at least it does damage to hordes of enemies, and you can clear them out quick. Single shot. Let's move on to the double hit Frenzy Barbarian. This has nostalgia. This is my dad's favorite class. Whenever a new game comes out, this is the first one he plays every single time, at least in his first playthrough. Because my father has always been the hack and slash for hack and slash games. That being said, I never really played Barbarian until recently. The Diablo 4 Barbarian, I wasn't very impressed with. And that might have been a me thing. I never touched the Diablo 3 Barbarian. However, I do like the Diablo 2 Barbarian. At least this variant is fun to play throughout its reign. And when it gets frenzy and it can just run across the screen super fast, that's fun. Now, is it an A tier or is it an S tier? We're gonna go A. It's fun. It's fast. It doesn't have the explosive damage that you want to feel like you're a badass. It's fun, it's fast. And it can be strong. Right items. It can be strong, it can be fast. It's fun. It's gonna be an A. Even with nostalgia glasses, I'm gonna keep it in an A. High A. It's not an S. We're gonna save Trapson for last. We're gonna go Sorceress. Is it fun? Without Blizzard, its signature ice ability, it's a B. With Blizzard, I put it in an A. Blizzard makes it more manageable. You need the crowd control, you need the ability to kill multiple monsters at once. Otherwise, the Ice Ball was my go-to attack otherwise. The Glacial Spike, while it's supposed to be a better Ice Ball, didn't really do it for me. I probably should have done Fire or maybe Lightning. Lightning is usually more damaging. If I tried these again, I would switch up every single one of these typings, try something else. But, well, for the most part, I don't think I would tangent. Well, we'll discuss that at the end. Probably it'd be a little bit more fun if I'm doing more damage. I'll give it an A. I did have fun with it because it was surprisingly powerful, even late game. It was fun. I'm stopping to think. I don't think we're gonna have an S tier in this unless I move something around. Trapson is an A. It's super powerful. It comically destroyed Bale. I might put that on the side of the video. Might put images of these characters defeating the bosses on the side of this so you can see, especially the Trapson. The Trapson threw down traps and ran around Bale, and then Bale just died. Super fast. Super quick. Bale was just dead. The traps are strong. My only downside to is it fun is I'm running around. I don't feel super badass running around my enemies, even though that is a perfectly legit form of combat. If I'm going to put up traps, I want to put up traps that are blasting my enemies and then coming in and helping my traps by punching, kicking, doing something. Especially because it's an assassin and that's what they did. This is currently the Is It Fun list. If we want to put something in S tier, what did I have the most fun playing as? Barbarian. It didn't have crowd control capabilities. It probably would have if I would have went the whirlwind variation. I did not. This is double hit frenzy. That being said, frenzying up and plowing through a group of enemies was still pretty fun. And then running around like a crazy person with the frenzy speed boost, ton of fun. I enjoyed it. If we need something in S, we're gonna put the Barbarian. Oh, we're not done. Poor Paladin's going to D. I could see Paladin being more fun in a group of people, but as a solo run, Vengeance Paladin, not that good. Solo run, Vengeance Paladin, not that good. Other variants, probably be better. Let's finish off this video with what other variants of these would I try. Necromancer. Probably not switching off Summoner. I've heard Bone, I've heard Poison. Probably not switching off Summoner. That one's in my mind where it's gonna stay. It's fine. The Paladin. The Blessed Hammer variant, where you just power up Blessed Hammer like crazy and then you just run around with Blessed Hammer, could be a fun variant. Probably does a little bit more damage. That would be the one I would attempt if I tried this again. But I don't know if I would even try Paladin again in this game. I like Crusader. It was okay in Diablo 3. I would sooner go Crusader than do Paladin again. My opinion. Druid. Everyone would probably swear by Elemental Druid. I don't want to do it. If I was going to do Druid again, it would still be Summon, but it would be Werebear to see if Werebear is better than Werewolf. Probably is. More HP, it's a little slower, but it hits harder. I would try Werebear. Amazon. I would be okay giving the Spear version a chance. I think the Spear version, if powered up correctly, would probably be just as fun. It's got the crowd control with the poison javelin. I think there's other types of javelins that you can use as well. It's got the long range and the short range. I didn't really have... I mean, there's no downside to shooting up close that I'm aware of, but it just felt like I needed to get away because that's conventional wisdom. You gotta get away. No close combat with a bow. Gotta get away. I would lean towards the Spear Amazon if I did this again. Trap Sin Assassin. I've read that the other styles of assassin are difficult to manage. Is that going to affect how fun it is to play? Most likely. I would probably just stay with traps and assassin. It seems super strong. Did I enjoy the running around? Not so much. If I could find a way to combo traps and assassin with maybe minor martial arts, or just get it a really good weapon so that I don't feel like I'm just reliant on traps, that would be what I go with. But we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with the traps and assassin. So, sorceress. Fire or lightning. I could try either. Fire might be fun, might be harder as you go along. Lightning might be fun. I could always do lightning up to a certain point and then switch to fire after a certain point. Having the ability to at least clear your abilities once is okay. I would prefer it the new style way of Diablo 3 or 4, where you can mix and match how you please, but that's 3 and 4. This is Diablo 2. You gotta pick, plan, and stick to it. Barbarian. Leap, whirlwind, that type of variant might be kind of fun. Get to a place quick by leaping at them, whirlwind around. Might be kind of fun to do. I was going to do Barbarian again. Maybe mixing that. I'm sure if I spread it around correctly, it would be fun to leap, whirlwind, frenzy to get to the next spot, to leap, whirlwind, frenzy. That's a lot of points spread out, so, Sure, it would be kind of fun, though. All right. With that is my Diablo 2 player character tier list. I will put the tier maker website down in my description, as well as the website I used to gain my information on all of these classes and how to level them up. Please let me know in the comments where I'm right, where I'm wrong. Please do it kindly. We don't need to be mean. There's enough anger and hate on the internet. Let's just chill. We can have nice discussions. Please and thank you. Thank you very much. More stuff to come. Bye-bye.